Hallo Leute und willkommen zurück in einer weiteren Folge Genshin Impact. In der letzten Folge hatten wir aufgehört mit unserer Faruzan, mit den Spielzeugideen. Jetzt sind wir hier und es geht weiter. Let's go!
I'll be going then. Say hi to Tainari and Kale for me if you can. Once everything here is settled, I'll make my way over to Pardis DI as quickly as I can. You want to ask why I'm unwilling to join them, yes? Putting aside the fact that they're too full of themselves, I actually have no issue with their research methodologies and approach. After all, knowledge is either right or wrong. Superiority and inferiority do not come into the conversation. All researchers are just doing their best to shed light on the unknown in their respective fields of expertise. No matter what corner of the unknown they shed light on, it's a step forward for us all. Because I believe wholeheartedly in that principle. Even if the others call my research useless, as long as the knowledge I gain from it is accurate, it could become useful in the future. In the end, useful and useless are concepts that shouldn't be used to evaluate knowledge. When I first started deciphering ancient documents, I didn't think about how it'd be useful to Ksharawar. That's why there's no need for me to join them to do useful research. I'd rather stay in Haravatat. It's much more convenient for me to access the materials I need for my research here. Still, the funding that Ksharawar has offered me is so hard to get in Haravatat. Perhaps if this collaborative project goes smoothly, I can even ignore Haravatat and ask for a higher budget directly from the academia. Oh, I could come up with lots of ideas. With Anissa's help, 2 days will be enough for our work. However, I'm still undecided as to the style of the reference book's text and illustrations. You're right. If no one understands the reference book, it doesn't matter how detailed it is. It's better to make it simpler and fun so that children will be interested in the subject. It'll also make it easier for me to recruit students in the long run. Thank you. I'll take your opinion into account. See you in 2 days.
Wir sehen uns in 2 Tagen. Okay. Das weiß ich jetzt nicht. Na dann, Leute. Wieder ein Brief. Oh. Mika. Ach, der kleine Mika hat heute Geburtstag gehabt. Ist ja interessant. Der neueste, glaube ich fast. Ja, also eine der neuesten. So. In 2 Tagen, sagte die gute Dame. Dann machen wir das auch, Leute. Ich trinke dabei gerade gemütlich schön meinen Kaffee. Was sehr schön ist. Schön Kaffee trinken. Ja. Ich glaube, die ist da wieder oben. Wir müssen nach oben gehen, Leute. Machen wir mal. Ja, let's go.
Oh, you're here. We're just starting to set up the venue.
We've called up everyone we possibly could have. This is going to be quite the event.
My masterpiece is going to be exhibited after all. Let's see what the academia shall say about it this time. And if we activate this little mechanism just like that, a Sumeru rose will appear at the top of the cane.
Oh, I see.
I thought it came out of thin air. It's amazing.
If the mechanism was bigger, you could make a rabbit appear, right?
Then you can't use a cane. Could you switch it out with a hat or something?
You're applying what you learned creatively. Not bad. Let's look at the next page. If you fold an origami bird like this, it'll fly further and more stably.
Whoa, you can make a mechanism using just a piece of paper?
The principles at play are even more important than the parts that make up a mechanism.
These are pretty cool. I'm tempted to try them out.
I'm not that interested in toys, but if they'll be beneficial for children's development.
everyone. We have paper prototypes and craft materials that you can use to make your own toys. Come try them out.
This is such a well-prepared event. I'll give it a go.
But we want to play too!
It's fine. We have a lot of paper prototypes and craft materials. All feedback is also welcomed.
Oh, my origami bird flew further this time.
Professor Faruzan, how can I make mine fly further?
Ahem. Just madam will do. Maybe in the future, you may indeed get the chance to call me Professor. You may wish to pay attention to these few details. Here, for example. All right, try it again.
Wow, it really did fly farther!
Madam Faruzan, will we learn origami at the Academia?
Of course you will. If you become a researcher, you can explore any field you like to your heart's content. In the future, if you want, you can even become one of my students.
But Mom and Dad said that there are 6 Darshans in the Academia. Wait, was it 7? Which Darshan teaches about mechanisms in origami?
Well, in this case, it wouldn't be Haravatat.
I know. We need to choose Kasharawar.
Huh?
I want to attend Kasharawar in the future and fold even better origami birds.
I want to make even more awesome mechanisms!
Actually, the other Darshans do have their own specialties, too. For example, Haravatat specializes in... Pay attention, children. Children? How did this happen?
What if we end up in a Darshan we don't like? Does that mean that we won't get to learn about the things we do like?
No, that won't happen. Take me, for example. I'm a researcher from Haravatat, but I research mechanisms. See? The only person able to restrict your curiosity as a researcher is you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Not really.
Huh. It's all right. You still have a long road ahead of you. Now, do you want to learn about some other machines? Let me tell you a story about pressure-based mechanisms and elemental monuments.
Das ist ja Gegnerin und ihre Baumschule. Was? Gärtnerin und ihre Baumschule. Baumschule. Okay, Leute, das ist ein schönes Bild. Okay. Damit hätten wir das auch geschafft mit der Mission. Super nice. Müssen wir jetzt mal gucken. So, zack. Hier. Da ist aber noch ein anderes Bild. Ich verstehe. Wir müssen da nochmal runter. Dann machen wir das mal für das nächste Bild.
I'll be going then. Say hi to Tainari and Kale for me if you can. Once everything here is settled, I'll make my niece. We haven't had much time to get to know each other, but she seems like a good kid. She's able to calmly figure out the basic principles behind something without being influenced by others. I'll do my best to teach her over the next few days. Still, how much she learns will really depend on her. Well, her interest lies in the application of mechanisms. I do have some old knowledge to share, but if we think about the future, it's easier for her to learn the things she's interested in if she stays in Kasharawar. My research into mechanisms is, in a sense, a side effect of my research into ancient texts. If she becomes my student to learn how to make modern contraptions, it wouldn't benefit either of us in the long run. However, if she develops an interest in deciphering ancient texts over these next 2 days, that would change things. If I successfully poach a student, those young punks at Haravatat will have one less reason to cut my budget. Perhaps if this collaborative project goes smoothly, I can even ignore Haravatat and ask for a higher budget directly from the Academia. Oh, I could come up with lots of ideas. With Anisa's help, 2 days will be enough for our work. However, I'm still undecided as to the style of the reference book's text and illustrations. You're right. Explanations are a core part of early developments, too. By using detailed and accurate illustrations, we can impart knowledge more effectively. It would also make it easier for me to recruit students. Thank you. I'll take your opinion into account. See you in 2 days.
Okay, und jetzt wieder nochmal 2 Tage, Leute. Ich muss auch wieder 2 Tage machen. So, und zack. In 2 Tagen. Und dabei schön Kaffee trinken. Wunderbar. Na super. Super, super, super. Dann bin ich gespannt. Das dauert jetzt ein Weilchen. Das dauert jetzt ein Weilchen. 3 Uhr, 4 Uhr, 5 Uhr, 6 Uhr, 7 Uhr, 8 Uhr, 9 Uhr, 10 Uhr, 11 Uhr, 12 Uhr, 13 Uhr, 14 Uhr, 28. So. Dann wollen wir mal, Marschullein. Da sind sie schon. Let's go.
Oh, you're here. We're just starting to set up the venue.
We've called up everyone we possibly could.
My map.
Das kennen wir ja alle schon.
To sum up, all right, let's go to the next page. Now, I'll explain the base layer design of elemental monuments.
Are we done yet? Oh, I'm falling asleep.
I don't understand any of it at all.
Are these really toys?
They sound a bit too dangerous to buy for children.
Oh,
Well, we've prepared paper prototypes for everyone. If you're interested in the mechanisms Madame Faruzan's talked about, you're more than welcome to try them out.
Oh, this is no fun. Can I try another toy?
I want to go home and play Genius Invocation TCG.
Forget it. I don't think anyone would be interested.
I should go home and take care of my children.
How did this happen? Forget about getting opinions from others. No one even wanted to stay and try them out.
I'm sorry. I think we miscalculated.
No, you simply gave suggestions. I was the one who decided to follow through. Anise, too, was only following my instructions. I will find a way to make up for this error. Please, give me some time. I'll write another reference book.
excuse me, but are you the one who wrote this reference book?
Yes. Who are you?
Ah, you're that man Mountain who was in the crowd just now.
Do I stand out that much? Well, I guess I don't look like someone who'd have anything to do with toys. Let me introduce myself. I'm Kamal, the branch master of Sumeru's Adventurers Guild.
What's the branch master doing here? Were you looking for us, or did something happen?
I came to Port Ormos to visit some old friends. On the way over, I saw the booklet you were handing out, so I came to take a look. Can you print a few more copies of this booklet and sell them to the Adventurers Guild? Also, could you make full-fledged models of those paper prototypes and sell them to us as well?
What does the Adventurers Guild want with these toys?
You may see them as toys, but to adventurers who need to deal with all sorts of machines and contraptions within ancient ruins, this booklet is a true treasure. We have many members who can't read, so books are of little use to them. What they know of handling mechanisms has been learned solely through word of mouth. Even if the academia granted public access to all their books, there are people who can't use them.
Ah, and our booklet is practically all pictures.
Well, it is designed for children.
It might be a bit too difficult for children, but it's perfect for adventurers. Also, those paper strips, you called them paper prototypes? If you can make wooden versions for demonstration purposes, even the most illiterate person would be able to follow along and understand. If we can supply a model set for each branch, and if each adventurer carries a booklet with them, then ruin exploration will become much safer.
You really think so? I mean, yes. I always knew it. Knowledge will always be needed, one way or another.
Making models of contraptions for the Adventurers Guild? To be honest, that sounds like a good avenue to explore to me.
We'll probably have to send in a separate application, but it shouldn't be an issue. After all, this concerns safety during the exploration of ruins. It's a problem that the academia is actually trying to address as well.
Then let's cut to the chase and discuss the details of our first order. The amount we're offering to pay in advance is... this much.
Wissen ist Reichtum. Alles Wissen hat seinen Nutzen. Ha, geil! Guck mal, Leute, sie kippt sogar fast um so. Oh Gott, ich sterbe vor Glück. So kippt sie gerade um, ey. Alles klar. Na gut, Wissen ist Reichtum. Damit ist es gespeichert. Wunderbar. Okay, Leute, damit haben wir 4, glaube ich, von 5. Hoppala. So, für den Husten. Ja, 4 von 5. Das letzte ist hier. Die Frage ist, wie schalten wir das frei? Wir müssen auf jeden Fall wieder komplett zum Anfang wieder. Oh, wei. Dann haben wir wieder die gute Kohle. Da bin ich jetzt mal gespannt. Leute. Das könnte vielleicht einen kleinen Moment dauern. Ich habe es erst später gerade gesehen. Mein PC ist irgendwas... Also er muss neu gestartet werden, wegen der Installation von Windows. Deswegen kann es sein, dass der Ladebildschirm jetzt hier gerade ein bisschen lange dauert, weil ich habe jetzt gerade das Spiel aufgenommen, da habe ich es gerade gesehen. Also ich wollte aufnehmen und hatte jetzt dann keine Lust, das wieder mein PC komplett neu zu starten und dann wieder alles zu öffnen. Deswegen kann es jetzt sein, so kleine Verzögerung, dass es ein bisschen dauert, dass wir jetzt da reingeportet sind. Ihr merkt ja auch gerade, es lädt ganz langsam. Ja, so wird das Update sorgt dafür, dass dein PC nicht so auf volle Pulle geht auf einmal. Dann dauert es schon ein bisschen, bis du so, ja. Dauert schon ein bisschen, würde ich sagen. Aber wir sind direkt geladen, nice.
What now? She's master said that I feel for, but if I get her in... Yeah, but I'm sure he'll say, huh? So if I also stay and help... okay then.
Okay. Das kennen wir alles. Wir müssen ja noch versuchen, das irgendwie freizuschalten. So, let's go.
We're back, Madame Faruzan. The traveler said... Oh, why I couldn't ask for more. In fact, I'm rather curious. Is that so? Good. It does so happen that I do have something I need help with. Now, should I apply to teach a course with Haravatat, or join the collaborative project that Kosharawar is proposing?
You might have heard of it before. Haravatat is an academic faction that researches languages and runes. 100 years ago, Madame Faruzan was a researcher from that darshan.
Now, not was. Still am.
Yes, of course. But current Haravatat students can't really... understand her direction of research. So even if she opened a course, chances are that no one would attend.
In summary, I mean to interpret the configurations and solutions of ruin mechanisms via the deciphering of on-site stone carvings and unearthed documents. It'll include research into general documents dealing with such ancient machines.
The research method is supported by Haravatat, yes, but the content deals heavily with both ruins and mechanisms. This will make it difficult for students of this darshan because they don't understand much about mechanisms. Also, there are fewer and fewer unexplored ruins left nowadays, and Kosharawar researchers have been developing their own theories on mechanisms. As such, they don't need to rely on ancient documents.
They're far too complacent. Ancient mechanisms are more dangerous and complex than one might imagine. I'm telling you, things weren't like this 100 years ago. All researchers back then were interested in exploring knowledge from a variety of topics. They also gave more respect to unknown mechanisms. Nowadays, all people are interested in are mainstream subjects in popular research. Even if they attended my course, I wouldn't be interested in teaching them. Also, the people here think that my research is outdated and unrealistic, so they keep cutting my funding. Why, I think they could all stand to learn from Kale. She's a hard-working child and respects her elders.
Huh? Why me?
Ah, if only those who came to my lectures were more like you. Speaking of which, are you feeling better? You don't have to confine yourself to Gandharvaville anymore, right?
I just remembered that I have a lot of studying to do. I need to head back and find Master.
Are you telling me to start a reading course for Kale?
Huh?
Wait. Although Tainari has academic dealings with the academia, he isn't considered part of it. This means that Kale isn't technically a student.
No, she's right. The old academia became consumed by their arrogance precisely because they ignored the public. There must surely be many people like Kale and Sumeru who are passionate about learning, but cannot study due to various reasons. The old academia paid no heed to them. But if I start a reading course for Kale as a pilot, perhaps this shall come to benefit many more people in the future.
I'll need to go back and ask if this is in accordance with regulations.
Oh, save yourself the extra trouble. I'll come with you. If there's any arguments to be had, we shall sweep them aside together. Traveler, Kale, do wait for us a little while outside the academia. I'll be back in just a moment.
Wait! Let's catch up with her.
Okay, ich denke, Leute, das ist die letzte. Das ist definitiv die letzte von allen hier. Aber, Leute, ich würde glatt sagen... Warte mal. Das könnte sich jetzt natürlich ein bisschen noch herauszögern hier. Leute, ich würde sagen, ich mache jetzt erstmal Schluss für heute. Diesmal ist es wirklich eine etwas kürzere Genshin Impact Folge. Weil ich muss ehrlich zugeben, ich habe das gerade bei der, ich weiß nicht, ob ihr das auch mitbekommen habt, aber bei der Aufnahme manchmal hat die Musik auf einmal ein bisschen gestockt und so alles. Ich würde wirklich, glaube ich, jetzt meinen PC herunterfahren und neu starten. Dann ist es heute mal eine etwas kürzere Folge, aber dafür wird die Folge dann wieder ganz normal wieder lange sein, mit 30 Minuten oder 29 oder 28, eins um den Dreh. Manchmal auch 27, ganz selten. Aber ja, deswegen sage ich jetzt erstmal auf eine kürzere Folge. Das war's erstmal. Ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen. Und wir sehen uns in der nächsten Folge. Euer Marshu. Tschaußen.